with you, man? How you feeling?
I can't call it, bro. Like same shit, different day. Well, same grind, different day, so to speak. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying we both pushing in both of our respective fields. I'm new to this, but you've been true to this for the last couple of years, bro. So just talk about your growth and your progression in the field of fitness.
Oh man, let me take it back to 2015. Um, as you remember, but I'm letting the people know. I started off, training in local parks. Here and there, I finessed my way into LA Fitness. Trained a few clients. And at first, people were just hitting me up like, "Hey man, I see you on a workout tip, man. Can you train me?" And I'm like, "Train people? I just know how to work out. You come join me for a workout." Then like a couple women or a couple homies around the way, they would join me and they'd be like, "Oh, you're getting real good at this. Like, can you be my trainer?" And I'm still like, I'm not a trainer. I didn't know if I could have the leadership qualities and skills to train people outside of myself. Like, I know what works for me, but can I get someone else to listen to me consistently with, workouts and nutrition? That'd be the tough part. But you know me, bro. I don't turn down no challenges. So time and time again, they see how serious I was making my workout videos on Instagram and all of that. And next thing you know, I said, man, I have to go get this. Had a few clients before I became certified, and they were making good progress, and I was just getting my name out there. I said, all right, cool. So I looked up how to become a certified trainer. I found a good program called ACE, American Council on Exercise. They put me together, and I got the nice training program. Self-taught myself through all their books and all of their, mini exams and all of that. And passed that, flying colors, learned how to start my own LLC. And here we are today.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I heard you say, because you kind of thought a lot of people seen you working out and they wanted to work out with you. And you was like, well, I know how to do it for myself, but I don't really know how to do it for other people. So do you kind of, because I see it myself, like, I kind of started with you, but I kind of found out it wasn't really my calling, so to speak, but, supporting you through and all that. But because I notice it, but do you kind of notice like a lot of people that call themselves trainers, maybe working out with people, and you can tell by form or anything like that, that they just haven't educated themselves on the craft well enough to be having someone else's body at their disposal.
Yeah. Just to go back to where I came from, in the beginning when I was training people when I wasn't certified, some people would comment on my stuff and be like, "Hey, no, not to step on your feet or anything, but that form can be, cleaned up more, so to say." And instead of me, I had so much pride and ego growing up, I had to swallow my pride and be like, damn, I really don't got it with this. So maybe I can learn from someone who is more educated than me. And I see other trainers and their form looks perfect on their workouts. But then I'll see some of their clients, damn near, breaking their backs or, hurting their knees. And I try not to get in anybody else's business or step on anybody else's toes. But yeah, I do see it often. But I do remember when I first started, that was me as well. But if these trainers are calling themselves, that was probably like my first year, you know what I'm saying? I might have made those mistakes. And thank God I haven't had any clients suffer any injuries off that, because I always try to strive for perfection. But some of these trainers have been trainers for years. And it's like, how could you ever let that client, execute that exercise with bad form that way, I can't understand it. I wish I could educate them on that, but that's not my lane. I can only focus on my clients.
Mm-hmm.
I
And it's
see it
cool.
often, though. Yeah.
We always talk about people sticking their nose in business that doesn't need to be in, so to speak. So my thing is that kind of how you carry yourself when you see those things? Like, is it like that ain't none of my business, or is like sometimes you're like, well, you have somebody else's body as your responsibility and you're irresponsible with it? What caused you to say I'm not going to do it, or yo, let me just get this person pointers? When do you draw the line to say you're going to do that as opposed to not doing that?
All right. So if I know this person personally,
Mm-hmm.
then I have no problem reaching out to them and just giving them advice per se. I'm not gonna say, hey, that person's doing that wrong. But I'll be like, yo, that looks good, but maybe was that person fatigued, or maybe you should have had them do this. And people that I actually know personally, I've never had any bad feedback on that. They'll be like, thanks man, I appreciate that, because the people who reached out to me and told me early in the game, they knew me personally as well. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't know the person personally, I just follow them, then hey, that's on them. You know, I don't want to. I don't like burning any bridges. You know, I want to really be cool with everybody if I can. You know what I'm saying?
One of the things I notice about being a personal trainer, and I notice it kind of goes hand in hand with being a barber. When you spend more time with people like the same kind of people consistently, they tend to open up to you a lot more. So do you feel like that's kind of in the lanes of being like a therapist, so to speak, or a glorified best friend that helps people get in shape?
Yeah. Definitely. I definitely think there's some therapeutic aspect to being a trainer. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, with yourself being a barber, you know, if someone's having a bad day, you know, sometimes I can tell, I can sense it. You know, I can tell when a person's up and a person's down. And I asked them, I said, hey, you know, I don't want to be in your business. I always ask first because, you know, you don't want to invade in a person in a person's, you know, personal space or personal life. You know what I'm saying? Although I am a personal trainer and I'm big on that personal being first because it is a personal relationship first. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A person's trusting me with their body, their well-being, and their money, you know, and then trainer comes second. But long story short, yes, I see it all the time. I can tell when a person's having a bad day. And either one, I'm going to tell them, you know, take a little time to take a break from this because your mental has to be right to get your physical right. Or I'll find motivational factors to push them to, you know, get out of that bad slump they're in. You feel me?
That's
But
great
definitely,
because
yes, it's definitely a lot of therapy to this. I sit down in my chair and they tell me a lot of things that, you know, I'm bound by, you know, like confidentiality rules not to, you know, talk about. But long story short, it happens often. I deal with a lot of women as well. And not to be sexist or anything, but I've noticed that women are more emotional than men. And the people I've come across, you know what I'm saying?
mm,
So yeah, I just do my best to, you know, give good advice. I have to let people know that although we could, you know, create like a friendship out of this, we aren't really friends because it's business first, you know. And I've lost a few clients off of that because they felt as though like we were really friends and they would try to take advantage of certain things. And I'm like, hey, you know, I do view you as a friend, but we aren't to the point where you can take advantage of me. You know what I'm saying? And that's burned a few bridges. You know, I'm not proud of that, but going forward, it's a lesson learned that, you know, I have to establish that I am your trainer first. You know what I'm saying?
I can imagine that's like a difficult process having to get rid of someone who's in a way like because their bodies, their before and afters are what propels your business. You're great at
That's
what
right.
you do, but the fact that you're
Yeah, I
able to
hate to
show
lose
that.
people. Yes, I really hate to lose
So
people.
my
Loyalty's
thing
big.
is, how difficult was that to deal with in the beginning, as opposed to how it is now, to where you like this ain't gonna work, and you're able to see it and then kind of be more professional about parting ways with people.
Yeah, in the beginning, man, I'm gonna be honest, I was more so trying to appease people because I needed their business, you know. So it's certain things I would let certain clients slide with because I'm like, damn, you know, this person making good progress. I don't want to let go of this person. Yeah, I might lose a couple dollars, but I know in the long run this is gonna pay off, you know. So I would say year one, that was the toughest, man. It was sometimes, you know, I've had conversation with you personally and been like, yo, bro, I'm at the park. I've been waiting for 30 minutes for this client, man. This shit is getting
Yeah.
on my nerves. I don't know if I want to do this shit. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah.
you know, fast forward to now, I don't let anybody play with my time. You know, there's
Mm.
late fees, cancellation fees, all of that, you know, but I had to, let's say, take it on the chin in the beginning because I wasn't established. My business and my brand wasn't established to the point where as though I could be just kicking people out left and right due to them, you know, being late or playing with my time. I knew I had to suck it up. And like, you know, it's like you first starting a job. You low on the totem pole. You got to work and grind your way up to, you know, getting up to the top before you can start calling the shots. In the beginning, you know, you join that sports team, you know, you the ones that they hazing, you know what I'm saying? They telling you, you know, playing football, yo freshman, yo rookie, go grab them pads. You know what I'm saying? To where as though year after year you become a vet and you get good at what you do, then they're like, you the one calling the shot and saying, nah, bro, you go grab them pads, you know? So
Right.
that's
Right.
how it is. I had to just take shit for a little bit, but I knew that it was gonna pay off if I worked hard and improved myself. You feel me?
being an entrepreneur now is the it thing. It's the fad thing. A lot of people have it in their bios. A lot of people are entrepreneurs that just started out. They're on vacations. They're doing all this other stuff in a week. Does that, because I know you're a student of the game, bro, and like I mean, whether it's Nipsey, Wallow, 50 Cent, Jay-Z, so many other guys, Just Train, so many other people in the business, that really got it from the mud. Does it kind of hurt you to see that other people are kind of playing with that name, so to speak? Because then people can also question you about your work that you put in.
Yeah, no. Let me elaborate on the year first.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, because I take my craft to heart. What I do is this is all for me. This is how I provide for my family. This is my passion. This is, I feel like, my God-given purpose, my gift. And when I see certain people play with that, first off, I try not to watch what a lot of other people are doing. But when I see someone, becoming an entrepreneur and rising, I like to watch that story because I know I once was there. And that
Mm-hmm.
inspires me and motivates me to go hard because maybe one day they're going to come knocking on my door asking me for advice and tips. So yes, in the sense of, I can see certain people and, I can't prove that they're capping, so to say. And, capping, for all the listeners who understand, is, frauding, faking the funk. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of see certain signs of that. And I try to stop watching that person so I don't get any negative thoughts. I'm big on positivity. I spent a lot of my life coming up, having negative thoughts and seeing things from one side perspective. Now I look from different perspectives and be like, oh, well, maybe that person is finding their way, or maybe that's how they do their business. I might not necessarily agree with how they do their thing, but if it works for them, I salute anybody winning. But I said the yes part, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now the no angle is, to be quite frank, is time is going to expose everything. You feel me? Like, you can go ahead and fake what you're doing and all the moves you're making, put it all over social media. First off, I believe if you really making moves like that, not every single move you make is going to be posted on social media. I think you definitely want to advertise your brand and you want supporters and you want people to invest in your brand and what you're doing, but not every single move. Like, I see people posting money after they get paid. Why? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, post someone in your product, or post you giving them the product, or post them, purchasing this product from you, but just showing them money. I think that's a little weird to me. Like, are you really in it to, make change or to, build your brand? Or are you in it just to show everybody, yo, look, I'm getting that bread. Look at me. You
Yeah.
feel me?
Because the money will come though,
Right, right. But if you really getting it, do you have to show it though?
Some people feel like you said, they're in it for the money, but also some people feel like they're not validated if they don't. Like
Oh,
you're
yeah, I get what you're
different, bro.
saying.
So you don't need people's validation to say your aunt chasing a bag, but your work speaks for you. Your clients
Yeah,
speak for
yeah.
you. The people that don't even work out with you can vouch for you. A lot of people can't have people do that and build something off integrity from the ground up without having to flash that. So it's
Right,
like,
right.
like you said, you don't really judge people, because I know some people gonna watch this and they're gonna be going all over the place. I'm not talking about anybody y'all know, but it's just like, some people just need that outside validation. It comes from the outside to make it say, yeah, I made this, and now everybody's happy for me. So now I get to go harder. Whereas you're like, listen, I mean, my son good, my homie's good, my wife good, my mom, my brother good. You feel me? My business is doing good. Through all the
Mm-hmm.
crazy times, I gotta go harder. This is a good time right now for me to go harder. You feel me? Or I could
Right.
just take it a step back because, you know what I'm saying, you done did what you had to do for that period where you said you was gonna make X, Y, and Z, change X amount of lives, have your clothing and everything running up. So I just think it's that validation that people seek, and we
I
talked about
agree.
it
I
before.
definitely agree. Yes, they need to be validated somehow, or they need the reactions, the social media reactions.
Yeah.
You're winning, or the emojis. And I can't lie and say they don't give me a little high sometimes when someone big me up. But that's not what I do it for. That just adds to the motivation. You feel me? I'm big on adding every little thing, any little thing, as a motivational factor. You feel what I'm saying? Because that makes me go 10 times as harder. But yeah, man, you know, entrepreneurship is nothing to play with. But then I also kind of see, you know, are you really considered? I can't say a person's not an entrepreneur if they work a job, you know.
Mm.
But if I lose this, it's over for me. Some people
Mm.
work a job and they're like a part-time entrepreneur, and that's cool. But I see those some of those people are the ones who don't take it as serious because, you know, you good, you got a job, you got benefits, you all right. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Where I gotta struggle for this because this shit is everything for me and my family, you know? So I just think it's just a different level when you are full time and part time, or you know, some people they're not really necessarily entrepreneurs, just it's a hustle. It's not a business. You know, it's different between running a business and a hustle. You feel me? Like a hustle is just, you know, not actually building together an LLC, just grabbing something, flipping on it, and just saying, all right, that's it, and I'll be good for a while because I came up real quick. Let me stop posting this. Let me stop moving like this for a while. Let me stop selling some stuff because I came up. And then, you know, once the money runs dry again, all right, come on, time to throw some more stuff out there. You know, I'm just real big on consistency. That's what I'm trying to get at. Real big on consistency, bro.
Mm. And it's crazy because my thing is, I don't like entrepreneurs that judge people that have a job. And you're not one of those people. So, because a lot of people say,
Shit,
oh,
I
you
had
should
a
never
job.
settle. You
Yeah,
should never.
yeah.
Yeah. So, and we always see entrepreneurs saying you should never settle. You should never settle. And not that I say that you've settled, but bro, if this was the cap for you, I feel like you'd still be happy. Am I
Oh,
wrong
that's
on
for
that
sure.
assessment?
Yes, from every aspect, bro. From like, you know, first off, from a financial aspect, you know, I'm not gonna get into how much money I make, but I do very well for myself, you know. Able to pay my bills, able to save money for things I like, able to grab nice stuff when I want to. I definitely want more, you know. I definitely want to see what the next move could be for me possibly, you know, open an actual gym. Right now, you know, I train in a personal little studio. I'm in here now, you know,
It's lit,
and you
bro.
know, I love it here, you know, because a lot of people they'll open a gym for the image, you know, the image of I had the grand opening, I had this lit gym, state of the art gym. But what you don't understand is there's so many costs that go behind it, you know. And I personally understand now I can't afford that myself, so I would have to team up with people to make that dream happen, you know. But then if I team up with people, they're gonna have their own individual dreams too. So you look at it like, say I was a team up with two or three people. I have one goal, they have another goal, and we get at the top to, you know, opening this gym. And one person falls into financial hardships, or another person, like, you know what, I'm not feeling this. Oh, that's gonna come back on me, you know. That's a risk I'm not willing to take because that takes a lot of trust. And if you do it with friends, you do it with family, that could break your bond forever. You know what I'm saying? So right now, I'm cool where I'm at. I'm not going to say I'm a settle. You know, I'm trying to find any little way to maybe make an extra dollar here and there to, you know, maximize my potential. But yeah, bro, I'm blessed. So I wake up every day. I don't have really stressors on my mind and being like, oh, I gotta get up. I love coming in and giving my clients energy. Sometimes, honestly, I'll be a little tired. I feed off their energy. You know what I'm saying? But I have a passion and love for what I do. So it's cliche, but you know, I mean, it's passion. So it don't really feel like work. You feel me?
So with that being said, it's just like, what keeps you from not comparing yourself to other trainers who may be doing better than you, even though you know that you're not doing bad, so to speak? Because we always have this, especially we black, we always have this, oh, he doing this, or I can get there faster, you feel me? Or, oh, this
Mm-hmm.
girl doing, I can do that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so what keeps you from that mindset of just saying like, it's only me versus me?
Well, first and foremost, um, I'm a competitor.
Mm-hmm.
So I do see other trainers every once in a while, and I'm like, oh, that's good. You know, maybe they're at that point because they put in more time than me, you know. But all in all, I still believe I'm the best. You know, I still have a lot to work on, of course. I'm only on year 5 of this. I said I want to reach guru status by year 10. But when I look at my results that I produce with my clients and how I'm able to motivate them to make these results, I don't see many personal trainers doing that. the ones I see. You know what I'm saying? I see their temple looking amazing, and they're working hard on their temple, but I don't see them putting that same effort and same commitment into their clients, because honestly, this is a hard game. Like, you know, bro, I've trained you, and I'm back to training you as well. Is I can't tell you to do everything. You know what I'm saying? I can just give
Mhm.
you the game, and I can train you hard when I see you. But, you know, I see you, you know, in an hour in a day, there's still 23 hours that you have to make decisions on. I can't bug you and call you all the time and be like, yo, bro, are you eating clean? Yo, bro, did you work out today? I still ask you, you know what I'm saying? But I can't bug you because I have other people to attend to as well as my personal life. You feel me? But I feel like my gift is for me, and I'm only going to move at my pace. And I'm very secure in who I am and what I do, so I don't compare myself to others. I look like, dang, that person's doing their thing. It's empowering. It's inspiring. You know what I'm saying? But they have their lane. I have mine, and I'm cruising in my lane. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope, bro. And like having their own lane, so to speak, is like it's real. Like I said, bro, it's been crazy watching the growth of you, the business, and everything. Because like I said, obviously we've been homies and brothers since high school, but just seeing that progression from high school to after high school to UPS to the you starting a business and where you are now, about to be a married man, you're a father. You feel me? It's just like I said, bro. A lot of people can't make that change for themselves, and what do you think keeps them stuck in that rut? Because but I know for myself, so to speak, like what was so hard for me is, bro, we both played sports in high school, and I spoke about this with Courtney and To. When you play sports in high school, you always think in a sports mindset. If I'm 30, I'm old. When in actuality, you're still young as shit. When you're 30, 40, you know what I'm saying? Like you're
Right,
getting
right.
older, but you're not old unless you're broke, not doing nothing, not really pursuing nothing. You don't have any ambition. You don't really have no direction you want to take your life in. So why do you think most people can't get out of that mindset?
I would say, speaking from my personal opinion on why it took me, I wouldn't say a long time to do it, because I was only probably about, let's say, 23, 24 before I started making that change. But all in all, I think it comes from, one, what they consume, you know? Like RIP to the GOAT, to the big homie Nipsey Hussle, you feel me? But that was like my Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I didn't grow up in the era of Tupac, but I listened to his music. His music really helped, shape my mind a little bit. But to see, Nipsey Hussle make the strides he was, we got into a little bit of gang activity. It was nothing serious as what, Rolling 60 Crip would get into. But I seen he made that change in one of the hardest places, in LA, to make that change. I'm like, if he can make that change, and I'm out here in, South Jersey, come on now. It's nothing for me to make that change. So what I would say is watch what you consume. Then I started getting into reading. I watch less TV. I still watch sports. I love my sports, but what I consume on my daily basis is I want to be around people who are winning. Mentors. I have some mentors. Like the big homie To. You already bigged him up. You know what I'm saying? I stuck to my mentors. I stuck to consuming what Nipsey Hussle was preaching, or rappers or moguls such as Jay-Z and 50 Cent were putting out there. I was buying a lot of books from Barnes and Nobles, reading audio books, and really consuming good shit. Was like, yo, I'm just I guess a big fish in a small pond, And I looked at it like I'm really not doing shit out here. I'm, working at UPS and doing a little construction on the side, making money, but still living with my mom. Anybody can do that, really. So I just watched what I consumed. I made sacrifices. I had to cut off a couple homies. Some of my homies were getting into certain shit that I couldn't be around. Can't go out in the hood and hang out in the hood. Can't, smoke and drink every day because it's fucking with my mental. I have a son now, around the time I had my son. I had to be his superhero. My father was my superhero, and he set good examples for me. So I have to be better than that and show my son there's a better way, as he started growing up. And my son, you know him, he's so smart, fast. I feel like I ain't really get smart until maybe like probably 8, 9, 10 years old, where he was getting it at like 2 years old. I'm like, damn, I have to stop all this smoking and drinking and really get my mind right, my mental right, and see, what do I want to do with myself? Where do I want to go? I start questioning my own self and really being like, all right, well, now it's time to boss up. So I just say, you just have to watch what you consume, make sacrifices, and go hard, you know, have a plan.
So all that pretty much goes hand in hand with being a client of a personal trainer, because watching what you consume not only can go to Instagram or TV, but also can be the food that you eat. You know what I'm saying? Also
Yes,
sticking
yes,
around
yes.
mentors can also be around, hey, all these people over here are fit, but all these people were either underweight and gained healthy weight or overweight and lost weight. So why
Mm,
don't I stick with them a little bit? Because you know how it is, like I said, when you're trying to be healthier and you're trying to better yourself, a lot of people aren't going to get it. So hey, yo, come on, man, you can have another drink. You can't, bro. You can't down this Henny bottle with me. Come on, bro. You can have another cheat meal. Like I said, bro, we all struggle with that internally in ourselves, and I think a lot of people feel like they let down the people that are there since day one. Because, and I use that loosely because a lot of people stick to their day ones because they're their day ones. But a lot of people don't know that, yo, everything has an expiration date on it. So if there's spoiled milk in your refrigerator, you're not going to drink it because y'all bought this spoiled milk 2 months ago and I just want to be loyal to this milk. I ain't telling nobody to touch it. Ain't nobody going to touch it because this shit's spoiled, but I feel so bad throwing this fucking milk away. That's like how with your day one, you just like, we've been cool since middle school, we've been cool since high school, but I just feel so bad branching off, whether it's be moving out into a different state or just staying in the same state and just saying, look, y'all going to see me a little bit more or less, but just know that I'm okay and I'm pushing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel
mm,
like that environment is hard to get out of because you have to get out of it up here. Because once you let go of that guilt, and like I said, I seen you do that really good. Like you let go of that guilt that people try to put on you, like and you can stay out a little bit longer. Yo, come on, it's the weekend, bro. You can have a couple more plates. You feel, yo, come on, man. When y'all going? That's the crib. Oh, y'all could have did better than that. When you go upgrade, you will. You feel me? Like so many things that people don't know that they're haters, but the stuff that comes out of their mouth, it's like, oh shit, like you're really not happy for me. So when you get to that realization, and I'm pretty sure you've seen it in family and a lot of friends, how does that impact you earlier as opposed to how it does now? Because I'm pretty sure now it can't surprise you that it happens, does it?
yeah, I'm numb to it now. But yeah, I know exactly what you're saying, bro. Me and you both. That's why our friendship's been so tight. I feel like we ain't never really gotten anything because we value loyalty the same way. Loyalty is everything, And growing up, you're so loyal to people who aren't loyal to you. And you can fight it all you want. Like I've been in situations where I would give, I wouldn't say my last, but I would give to someone and never receive back. And they say, don't give nobody money or don't give nobody time when, if you expect it back, then you're a fool. But certain situations I had to really um, wisen up and be like, all right, well, damn, I did all that for that person. And I told them no one time and they like coming at me sideways. And when it's someone close to you, you can't lash out the way you would if it was a stranger. You know what I'm saying? So at first, it opened my eyes sometimes. If I decide to, oh, I have clients, I can't come to this family event. Some of the family look at you sideways like that. But the ones who are loyal are going to be the ones to be like, nah, he's working on something bigger than what we know, something bigger that's going to provide for his family. As I say, everything's about perspective. So you look at a person and you kind of see the way they judge things. If they judge things from one perspective and it's a negative perspective, and that's all you keep hearing and seeing from them, get away from that person. You know what I'm saying? So in the beginning, friends, family, even I'm saying co-workers when I was working at UPS, I thought they were loyal until I told them certain things when they asked, and I could tell the way they were treating me. And my first instinct, I have a lot of pride. I'm like, man, fuck this person. But then, you start to look back and you're like, damn, all the shit that I done for that person, or I done loved, I done showed that person, that's how they did me. I ain't gonna cry about it. I ain't gonna bitch about it. But it's time to pull them scissors out. You know what I'm saying? It's time to cut them shits. They dead ends. And now I'm numb to everything because I done seen it all already. I had um, certain family fall back from me. I had certain homies fall back from me. I've had people, they burn their own bridges. instead of looking at it like, yo, bro, I see you haven't talked to me in a while. Is everything okay? Or, yo, I see you working real hard, bro. I'm proud of you. Meet me at the top. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones you're like, damn, I honor that loyalty. And I'm going to really, you know what I'm saying, show love. But you can see the hate and shit when it comes, you know? It doesn't always come in the form of, oh, I'm hating on you, or that person think he did shit or whatever. It always comes in just the way they treat you. You know what I'm saying? They start to treat you different. And I can admit I ain't perfect. Maybe I treated someone different, or I put my business and my family above them. But I have a personal commitment to myself to make this dream work. And if a person doesn't understand that, then that's on them. That's, you know what I'm saying? That's something they got to go through. And hopefully in the future, we can mend that relationship. But for now, bro, I'm on a mission. You know what I'm saying? Because not only do I want to put myself on, and I put my family on, but I'm going to put my team on too. And you know who the team is. You feel me? I'm not going to speak on it. But when it happens, it's going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
So, bro, that's like I said, man, it's all laid out, bro. And like people don't understand the day in the life of a man that's really on his purpose and building something bigger than himself. Because a lot of times I see people building, and maybe it's because what we see from social media, but a lot of times what I see is people building for self, for clout, for more cheers from people that don't matter. And that's one thing I noticed about, like I said, what you built, like your foundation is solid. It's not built off of likes, comments, shares, you know what I'm saying, validation from others. Because, you know, I always tell people, just the way you built it is the same way to crumble. So if it's solid, then it's going to take a lot for it to crumble. But there's nothing solid about that. So that's why a lot of these things, they come and go. So you seeing how a lot of times, especially with the pandemic, you know, a lot of businesses, they came and they went, or a lot of business owners that, you know, we was rooting for and cheering for, they just didn't know how to handle it in this time, bro. So how serious do you take taking your mental health to another level, especially during times like these, unprecedented times where, you know, you could have had your business stripped from you, and you clearly see that they don't even care about small businesses.
Yeah, the pandemic, man, that shit was different because that shit hit around my birthday. You know, my birthday is March 18th, you know, and everything was going so well, man. You know, all the clients, everything was booked up. You know, was physically in the gym, entering my prime, you know, like everything was going so well. But then when the pandemic hit, I won't lie and say I went fucked up. You know, I had to close my studio for months. I had to find another way. But you know, I was down on myself for a couple of weeks, trying to find out how can I keep this business afloat? How can I keep income keep coming to pay my bills for my family, to feed my family, you know? Then I reached out to my cousin. My cousin is very successful at virtual training. His name's Avante Bailey, and his business is called Uncover You Fitness, something to that sort. He just changed his business name. But long story short, he's been doing a virtual game since we came up. We started our businesses around the same time. And I reached out to him for some advice. See, I can swallow my pride and reach out to another man and ask for some advice, especially a family member, you know? And he said, yo, gave me a few examples of how I could virtually train people. And I had to adjust. See, I'm big on any business you do, any hustle you do, you have to be able to adapt. If you can't adapt, you're not going to survive. And that's just the human nature. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about cavemen, the way they came up. Think about, you know, Indians, the way they came up, you know. Just think of all different things that humans had to survive to, you know, become successful, to keep us, you know, rolling, keep us populated, you know. So long story short, I learned the virtual game and I tried it with. I said, hey, look, I'll give my clients discount prices. Y'all can try it. If it doesn't work for you, I have no problem with you leaving me and coming back when the studio open back up. But I said, if you give me this shot, I won't disappoint. I'm gonna give my all at it, you know. And I would say about half my clientele, they gave me that shot and they stuck with it, you know. Then, you know, the weather started to break and it started getting nice out. And the other half, they were like, hey, you know, I said, hey, I'm gonna have outside sessions. Those would be a little discounted as well. You know, I won't have as much equipment, but I do have dumbbells I can bring to the park, and I have some equipment. We can get it in. As long as Governor Murphy, that's New Jersey's governor, he said that we can, you know, be six feet apart. I can train you. Let's go. So I found a way. You know, thank God it happened pretty quick. And I, you know what I'm saying, I woke up because I didn't feel like a successful man just sitting around. You know, we were playing 2K every day. You know, we was online getting it. I was staying up, breaking crack of dawn, you know. And I'm like, damn, I don't feel like an accomplished man. I feel like a bum, you know what I'm saying? And to be able to just to have, I woke up one morning just to have that, I would say it was God just woke me up and said, nah, bro, this ain't you. Find another way. You ain't gonna be touching as much money as you was before, but you could do enough to make ends meet, you know? And then God, I did that month after month. It started getting better and better. And then, you know, in June, I was able to get back to work.
Yeah, you don't just say you're grateful, you prove you're grateful through actions, and then you'll be blessed, so to speak. So now your business has a chance to do even better than it did prior to the pandemic, you know.
It
Now
actually is, bro. Yes, yes.
and the reason why I say that, because I noticed that with my barber. He's one of the people that got me into barbering. Like, I remember, you know, it was a time that he wasn't cutting for the first couple of weeks before obviously everybody knew it was safe to do it. And, you know, he just said, look, man, they said it, if we can cut, and we can do it. So if anybody wanted to cut, just hit me. I'm only doing my clients that I've always been seeing. And I just thought about that, like, all these gyms closing, all these personal trainers ain't doing nothing, all these barbers ain't doing nothing, tattoo artists ain't doing nothing. But the ones that were, they're going to shine after this, because people have seen, like, this shit didn't stop them. It made them take a step back and say, okay, now I'm going to take this route real quick. So then when you get back in the fast lane, are you coasting?
Right.
And I don't think that's an immovable object made an unstoppable force, and the unstoppable force won this time. You feel me? Now, we always talk about, you know, different challenges you may meet or things like that, or just us living in unprecedented times right now. We already just talked about the COVID, but we just seen recently, as of today, like, the NBA went on strike for their games. So that none of the games will be played today. The MLB did the same thing. The WNBA did the same thing. Obviously, the NHL is not going to do anything, which, you know, we really didn't care. And, you know, I was reading some of the comments, just seeing, you know, obviously white people, certain, not all, but, you know, the ones that are on the other side, you know, they like, fucking cares. We don't watch this shit anyway. We don't care. We don't care. We don't care. Oh, this person was that. And it's like, what was your feelings on the NBA canceling the games today, and, you know, obviously the NBL and the WNBA following suit? And this was all due to, you know, the cops that shot Jacob Blake in his back 7 times in front of his kids.
Yeah, I was getting real deep into the NBA playoffs, man. I was like really feeling it. I love what they did with the bubble and all of that. But I mean, I think in the beginning, before the bubble started, Kyrie Irving, he plays for the Nets. He said that he wasn't going to participate in playing basketball because he thought that, you know, he had to get out there and, you know, put his money where his mouth is. He had to go make moves for fighting social injustice. And at first, honestly, I think a lot of people, I wouldn't say in our group, but, you know, just period, laughed at that. Like, well, what is that going to do? You're one of the best players on the Nets. Come on now. What, you scared to compete? Da-da-da. But, you know, sometimes as an athlete, for instance, like Colin Kaepernick, you just got to take a stand for what you believe in. Fuck what anybody else thinks. You know what I'm saying? So when Kyrie did that before the bubble started, people were questioning his decision. Now that it's getting realer and realer with these cops, you know, shooting black men and killing black men, or trying to, with the Jacob Blake situation, now they're postponing games. Well, Kyrie looks like a genius now. You know, they laugh at you when you first decide to, you know, make a decision. And then, you know, they praise you later when everybody else is doing it. You know what I'm saying? At first, I couldn't really understand. I'm like, damn, well, how is that going to stop what's going on? But then we have to understand that there's higher powers than what we're used to on a daily basis, you know? And these players stopping to play stops revenue coming in from, you know, big time organizations like the MLB, the NBA, WNBA. And there's, you know, billionaire owners who, you know, own these teams. And damn, they're going to lose out a lot of money, you know, as if they didn't already. But now they're going to lose out even more money. So you educated me before we started this segment. You said, you know, that's going to, you know, mess their money up. And when it's messing their money up, they're going to make moves up top. You know, they can reach out to police, you know, commissioners and, you know, people who fund the police. Most of them probably fund police units, you know what I'm saying? And they could be the ones to make change. But for now, we got to stop everything. You know what I'm saying? We got to fight for what's right. So as I start being educated by you and I start doing some research on how everything's run, it makes sense, man. It's like it's bigger than us. You know, me and you just started sports betting, sports gambling, and I'm like, damn, man, my ticket, they messing my ticket up, man. They ain't
Yeah.
doing it. That was my first thought because I'm like, damn, I got good money coming in. I want to roll this week. You know, I'm making some good money. But then it's bigger than that. That money right there. Vegas, they're losing money now. You know what I'm saying? The owners are losing money now. TV companies, ESPN and all of that, sports companies, they're losing money now. You know what I'm saying? So now it's like, dang, we can't keep losing all this money. We got to give them what they want. Arrest these cops that shot this man. Arrest the cops that killed Breonna Taylor. Arrest and convict every cop that did this. And give them what they deserve. You know what I'm saying? A life sentence for taking a life, you know? So it's bigger than how I feel in the beginning. It's more about world change, world peace. You feel me? And right now we're in a terrible position as a nation. You know what I'm saying? There's so much divide. You know, you see last night, they're out there shooting each other at protests. You know, I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know every detail. All you see is videos and people get so hyped. Let everything play out and see what really happened. I heard the one guy was defending himself from people who were beating on him. And I heard he went out there just to go shoot. You never know. I wasn't out there. I can't call it. You know what I'm saying? And a video could be misleading. It could be manipulated. It could be shown from one angle. It could be shown at a time where, you know, shit got real. It doesn't show every event that led up to certain shootings, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I just want everything to play out, bro. And I just want, you know, my son, my family, my little brother, you know, I'm about to get married. I want everything to be on point. And everything's bigger than how I'm feeling right now. And I wish I could help with change. What do I do? Do I put my money into an organization? Do I post on social media? I just feel like there's no right answer right now. I feel like the people at the top, the athletes, they got to be the ones to do it. They get a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? They have the crazy following. They need to support, you know, their people need to support them. So, yeah, bro, it's crazy because everything's bigger than me, you know?
Yeah, and like my thing is you have to affect people's dollars. So certain cops aren't afraid to go to jail for the rest of their lives. You have to see how much you love your family, though. If not only since you ruined this family, are you going to go to jail for the rest of your life and possibly face the death penalty? But I'm going to find you, and if you can't pay it, the people who married your racist ass, they're going to have to pay it. Because in some cases, some people may feel like that's not fair, but bro, sending these motherfuckers to jail hasn't worked. Killing them hasn't worked.
They're just getting
Protesting
a slap on the wrist, though. You know what I'm saying? They're not really like, you kill a man. Yeah,
you get to really see how much you love someone that you say you love. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of them look at their family members and they tell them the same thing we tell them. Like, you know, you tuck them in bed at night. Hey, you're gonna be something one day. You're gonna this, that, and the third. And it's like, no. They have to pay for what you did because you ruined a life. You know what I'm saying? So I think like the NBA players not playing MLB and the WNBA, it does take a lot of money out of these owners' pockets because, bro, we just seen what Jerry Jones came out and said. You feel me? It's just like we thought we had a lot of changes. And look, it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's probably not going to happen next year, but gradual change. You feel me? It's not going to end with voting. So I think that, you know, the more we can make our voices heard, which is affecting their dollars. So if we stop shopping at Timberland because he said he doesn't want niggas in his nose Gucci, he doesn't want niggas in his clothing, okay, we can stop shopping there because we make up 80% of your profit. So if you stop shopping with Gucci just because you want to be keeping up with the Joneses, then guess what the owner of Gucci is going to be looking at when everybody black stops doing that? Oh, shit. Oh, them niggas made me a billionaire. I love y'all. I'm sorry. It's just going to change about that, bro. These motherfuckers, some people don't care about an ass whooping. Some people don't care if you take their wives. Some people don't care about their kids, but if you take their money, there's not much you can do. There's not much you can do with that. That's like taking a drug away from a crackhead. especially one that's addicted, that's not thinking about going to rehab, that's not thinking about going to a 12-step program, whatever you say. Like, it's like, they're like, well shit, when's the next fucking fix I'm gonna get? What I'm gonna do now? Like, they going to any type of resort to do what they gotta do. They trying to suck some dick. They trying to rob motherfuckers. They trying to kill people. They gonna sell their mama house. Do you feel me? So these racist billionaires, these racist people, because bro, this is institutions that's set in place. You feel me? So if you start to attack the dollar, then they'll act like roaches when the lights come on. They ain't gonna know what to do with themselves. Like, shit, they're not voting for us. They're not spending their money here. They're not letting us back in the church. They're not. Damn, we can't dance on their little platforms when it's voting time. Like, oh, fuck. So you be like, yeah, it was that simple. All you had to do was just give us. Me personally, I'm gonna get the shit. So I don't need your reparations. I want reparations for what was done because everybody else got it. But I don't need a handout. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna get it regardless. What I need for y'all to do is to set examples. This shit is unacceptable. So now, not only do you possibly defund the police, okay, see, you wanted to kill people because all these other motherfuckers is gonna let you do it. The departments are sweeping it under the rug. They doing X, Y, and Z. Now I'm gonna find your fucking family. So that little college you was gonna send little Timmy to, you can forget about that. That new house your wife thought about buying, you can forget about that. That vacation you was going on, all that's going to the family that y'all destroyed, the lives that y'all destroyed. You see how that works? So now you have to ask yourself, how much do I despise black people? How much do I despise Indian people, homosexual people, transsexual people, Asian people? How much do you want to be racist? Because now you'll really get to see, all right, that motherfucker's just a sociopath. He don't care about nobody else but himself. And then you'll see, yeah, he made a decision that, look, I'm going to just call you a nigger and keep it moving. I'm not going to shoot you because we know where this is going to head to. Because the punishment is capital punishment for us, even when we killing each other. You know what I'm saying? So it just got me to thinking, and I don't think that's the end all be all because we still got so many other things systemically that is wrong with it, but the cops need to be taken care of. The road cops. I can't say all cops because there are good cops out there, bro. Like I've come across them. I'm pretty sure you've come across them before. It's just the bad ones.
Some of my closest friends are cops.
Like, I got family members as cops. You feel me? So it's just like I think the bad apples they need to be dealt with accordingly. So I would just want to ask you, bro, in closing, like, as a father, have you had to talk from a son's perspective? And have you had to talk from a father's perspective, the talk of dealing with police and racism?
Inadvertently, because, you know, he's hearing from other kids, Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? These kids talk, they look at a lot of stuff on social media. And remember, we grew up without all that. So a lot of the things that were happening back then, we were blind to it because our parents didn't have the internet the way it is now. But yeah, my son came to me one day and like, what's Black Lives Matter? And I didn't want to have a conversation because I want him to focus on things as him being a kid. I don't want him to worry, you know. Had to break down a few things to him, just as far as, you know, he said something like, why are they killing Black men? Why are Black people dying? And I had to explain that, you know, he's gotten a couple fights. So I said, you know, in a couple fights you get into, I said, you ever nervous a little bit? And he said, yeah, a little bit, but he has to defend himself, you know? I said, well, there's some people out here who get into a fight that are cops, and they're more than nervous. They're terrified. Even though, and then he's like, well, why? When they have the gun, they have the tasers, they have the baton. Some people just weren't ready for that position. You know what I'm saying? And I had to explain to him that there's just some people who are, you know, kind of built and raised a certain way to defend themselves, like we are. You know what I'm saying? And there's certain people who just been raised with a silver spoon in their mouth, or just their parents were able to handle every little bit of adversity they had to go through. You know what I'm saying? So when they get into a combative mode, they don't know how to handle themselves. They panic and they're scared for their life, even though there's 3 or 4 cops, you know. And, you know, he's still young, so he's not going to fully grasp everything. but he does understand that, you know, it's some people who are legit cowards, you know? If you're a coward, if you're afraid of war, if you're afraid of, you know, combat, you don't need to be a cop. There's lovers and fighters out here. Nobody's going to judge you for not being a cop. Learn how to defend yourself, definitely. But I think it's more so about what kind of mental test are they, you know, going through. I think either one, I know some people said defund the police. I don't know if that's going to be the solution. I think they need to redo everything the way they, you know, are hired. Are you just hiring a cop because you need people on the streets? Or are you really putting them through technical training like Marines and, you know, Army men and Navy SEALs and stuff? Are you really putting them through nonstop, month after month training? No, because I've trained certain officers now. And not to put them out there, but officers go through rigorous training to become a cop. Then once they are a cop, they only have to do that PT test like what? Probably once or twice a year. So you're
Yeah.
telling me that you have to go through all of this rigorous training, combative training, you know, get yourself in prime shape, and then you get to lose it. So when you're unable to go chase down that criminal who did X, Y, and Z, you're just gonna pull your gun out and shoot him because that was the easiest thing to do. Because you didn't go through the proper channels on training yourself to handle the situation. It don't make sense to me, bro. And I think that's the problem. That's how I see it, because I'm a personal trainer and I've trained some cops and I've seen them get in amazing shape for the moment. But after the moment's there, it's kind of like, fuck it, I'm gonna just eat at, you know, food spots every day, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to work on my self-defense tactics or, you know, my combative skills. So it's easier to pull a gun out when you're armed with a gun and just shoot somebody and be like, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you know, you see the precedent's been set already. You're not getting much of a penalty. You might get a couple years in jail at best. I mean, at worst, you know what I'm saying? At best, you're getting acquitted. And you might lose your job, but you got pension. You got, you know, paid leave. You got unemployment. So you killed a man because you were scared. And now you get to live while that man's family suffers. That don't make sense to me. And I feel like, you know, the only way to maybe fix it is one, you know, putting them through better training. But for some of these cops to get the message is, I'm not advocating anybody die, but I feel like you have to meet violence with violence, you know? Where are all the, you know, if these cops are coming to these hood, where are all these guys who be on social media with guns posted, you know what I'm saying? I'm a shooter, I'm a killer, da-da-da. Where are you at when all of this happens? You know what I'm saying? I'm not advocating for them to do violence, but protect your people with these same guns that you're killing your people with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Over what? Females,
Stepping on you
over
too.
drug disputes. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, over because you scared to fight that man and take an L. No, pull up in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Wait for some shit to pop off, and you pull the guns on the cops and let them know what's up. That ain't happening here. You know what I'm saying? And then it has to be a shootout. Well, you'll shoot out one of your brothers, but you won't shoot it out with a cop. That don't make sense to me. I think that's the only way it's going to change, when violence met with violence. I'm not saying all the looting and burning down buildings and stuff, that's not going to change anything. But if you see something going on that's wrong and you really about that life, you got to put that work in. Me personally, I'm into defending my family. I'm not going to just go out there and shoot people. That's not the life I live. But all these people who glorify guns and gangbanging and all that, y'all got to show up. It's time. You know what I'm saying?
Thanks, bro. Thanks, man. Like I said, before we get you out of here, bro, words of wisdom for anybody that may be starting their new career path or entrepreneurial journey, or just getting on their purpose. What would you tell them if they had to ask your aunt? I just need some advice, bro.
Stay down till you come up. And always study your craft and apply the knowledge that you study, you know. It's simple, it sounds simple, you feel me? But the most important, discipline is key in whatever you do. If you can't be disciplined enough to stay down until you come up, then you're not going to make it, because them first couple years, they're going to be rough. I started my business in 2015. I didn't start really reaching good success until 2018. It took me 3 years. It could take somebody longer. It could take them 5 years. It could take them 10 years, you know? And I'm still not done. I feel like I'm successful, but I'm not where I want to be. You know what I'm saying? So you have to understand it's a journey, it has ups and downs, you feel me? But you have to stay down and keep pushing. The pandemic tried to knock me off. Certain clients who didn't appreciate my service tried to knock me off, you know? Family and friends tried to knock me off. But I stayed solid. I stayed down until I came up. and I'm still coming up. You know what I'm saying? I still got a long ways to go, bro. And honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way because I love what I do.
Thanks, man. That's great advice, bro. You already know, bro. Tell everybody where they can reach you on your social medias and where they can get the hot ass shirts from.
Oh, you fuck with the tie-dye, man. It's tie-dye season,
My
bro.
boy bringing
But
tie-dye back. Man.
Yeah, bro, it's popping now. But yeah, you can find me on Instagram at Bailey Ambition. My business name is For the Love of Fitness LLC. You see my logo, my motto. You know what I'm saying? Mind over matter. We live it. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, bro, just look me up on social media, Aunt Bailey. And yeah, we're gonna keep this thing pushing, bro. It's a pleasure being on your podcast too, bro. I see you making moves, you know. I couldn't wait for my turn. I was ready for this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I appreciate you joining the podcast. Stop by, man. Ant's a busy guy, so you know it's like pulling tooth and nail to try to get him to sit still for a moment, you know. But like I said, that's the life he chose,
Hey
man. That's
man,
the
I'm here
life
for you.
I
I make
chose.
time, bro. I appreciate what you're doing.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, man, I'm your host. That's my boy Ant. I'm your host, Karan from the World of Q. We out.
We out.